Okay, so here's how to use Applocker to accomplish this. You see that I've got Quicktime installed. I try to run Quicktime, and voila, your system administrator has blocked this program. That's Applocker. How do we make that happen? Okay, we need a group policy object that we're going to apply to all the computers that we think might have Quicktime installed. And so I've already created a group policy object right here. And I've linked it to the one OU where I'm testing this policy, but I could link it up here to the root of the domain, and that way hit all the computers. Here's what that group policy object looks like. There's just a few things we had to turn on there. In fact, I've made it easy for you. I have a policy that you can download right there. And now you've got an Applocker policy that allows anything to run except for Quicktime. Applocker is really intended as a whitelisting technology, but we're using it in this case to blacklist just Quicktime. And that's why we have this rule here, allow everyone all files. This is the important rule right here under executable. And by the way, you see we haven't configured with that policy we just imported enforcement of EXE rules and DLL rules. Okay, so I did this with a publisher rule, which means that any file that's been signed by Apple and has the product name Quicktime in it is going to be included in this policy. And we don't care about the file name, we don't care about the version. When I first started this out, by the way, just so you know about Applocker, Applocker documentation claims that you could do something like this, and this is what I tried. I really wanted to do it like this because I just, I worry that some older version of Quicktime maybe was signed a little bit differently. And so I just wanted to say, look, if the word Apple is in the publisher and if the word Quicktime is in the product and it's signed, block it. But despite what the documentation says, that does not work. The only use of wildcards that I've seen that works is just a wildcard all by itself. So that's why I went ahead and set it up exactly as the certificate looks. Okay, same thing for the DLL rules. And it works. By the way, the way you can test to make sure that a DLL rule works is try to open the DLL with run DLL 32. And if your Applocker policy is applying to that DLL, then you'll get a nice message telling you that it was blocked similar to the one that you just saw. Okay, but there's one more thing you need to do in this group policy object. What makes Applocker work? It is the application identity service. That service has to be started. Irritatingly, it's not started by default, so we have to do that. That's where I want to be. So as you can see, I've already set that up. The application identity service, this group policy object, is also going to configure it to start automatically. Great. The only thing is, it's not going to take effect immediately. First of all, we have to make sure group policy is applied. We could just wait around for that to happen through natural causes, but if you're like me, I'm impatient. So I could go to my organizational unit and just force that to happen right now. See, that's where I've linked the block Quicktime policy. So I'm going to run a group policy update. It reaches into each computer in that organizational unit, forces a group policy object to happen right away. We're done. And now, though, this policy still has not taken effect. Why? Application identity service is configured to start automatically, but it has not actually been started. So I said, why not? I found a PowerShell script, not that one, that allows you, it's pretty cool, you'll be able to use this for other stuff. Run a given command on all computers in a given organizational, in a given group. So this is a really cool PowerShell script. I found it on the internet and then I adapted it, enhanced it a little bit. You can download this too. So it says, okay, well, what group? We'll say domain computers. That's all the computers in the domain with the exception of domain controllers. What command do you want to run? Folks, you need to put this in double quotes or it won't work right. So the command in this case is we just want to start the app ID service, so this policy really takes effect right now. And we get nice feedback for every computer within that group. And if any of them fail, we'll get a nice red message. So where are we at this point? We're done. This is about the fastest way that you can just block QuickTime on your network. Now, we've only blocked it. The files are still there. They can still be exploited by somebody who is sophisticated enough to bypass Applocker, maybe by shutting down the app identity service. So that's where Barry comes in. Barry, take it away.